Hello and welcome, guys and gals, to Ashes Bashes Gaming, your destination for discovering new and exciting games. Today on your screens, we have Empires in Ruins. This is a tower defense game with elements of city building and grand strategy. There are a lot of details involved, so there will be a lot of explaining. But the best part about this game is the storyline and the dialogues. They are very well written. The game has just released after being in early access for nearly a year, so I think this is a good time to introduce y'all to it. So let's jump right in. We are going for the campaign where we reenact the endeavors of Sergeant Hans Heimer and his army. There's a lot of I'll be enabling the tutorial so that we get an understanding. Do you like them tales where noble knights save the world, win the love of a beautiful woman? Well, if that's what you're looking for, then piss off back to your mommy, cause this story ain't one of them. For starters, I am 18 assault charges short of being a noble knight, and for some reason my sparkling personality attracts women like shit on a stick. And now I find myself leading an army of incompetent knuckleheads to the Western Marches, the foulest cesspit of this cursed nation, but at least it keeps us away from the Crovan scum. Ah, the Western Marches. Can you smell that? That's the stench of poverty and corruption. The rich tossers want this and want that, tax the hell out of dregs who have little more than the shirts on their backs, and then they rebel. Oh, what a bloody surprise. And guess who has to clean up the mess? Yeah, I probably wouldn't be here if I hadn't thumped the spit out of Baron von Kilmert's son, but his sneering face was just begging for it. So I guess I'll have to get this bollocks done before I can get back to my armchair and the decent brandy. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to get moving. My balls have disappeared into my body. My name is Hans Heimer, first sergeant in the Koth army, and there are shit times ahead. Definitely my younger audiences should not be watching this. If you're online and watching this video, please close it. Our reluctant heroes reach the Western Marches and behold the chaos brought by rebellion. It's time for Sergeant to meet his supporting officers and find answers to some pressing questions. What precisely is he doing here? Has his somewhat checkered past finally caught up with him? And most importantly, will the brandy supply last the duration of the campaign? Okay. Corporal Frederick Turg, 3rd Infantry, reporting for duty, sir. I must say it's an honor to serve under you, sir. Turd, eh? Unfortunate name. If you think this is an honor, then you don't know me, Corporal. It's Turg, sir. Frederick Turg. That's what I said. Appropriate name. Turd has a ring to it. Aye, sir. Just one question. If you don't mind, sir, do you prefer to deal with numbers or people? What kind of stupid question is that? I hate them both. Maybe I should go for management. But at least numbers don't talk back. You know, because this guy, I'm not sure, but he's a drunk. So let's go with empathy. I mean, drunkards are generally better with people as compared with to numbers. One last question before I leave you to plan our glorious campaign. Do you need any advice on the tasks at hand? Well, right now I will be taking the advice. Why not Turd show me around? But first, let's make a quick stop at the brandy cellar. Yes, sir. Death to the servants of the elite. Burn down everything, brothers. You've got to be kidding. Who are these imbeciles? We are the people. We are justice. Your masters have subdued us for too long, lapdog. Holy scrot, give me a break. Can't a man have a minute with his brandy? We're starving and you're talking about booze? This injustice is what we fight against. Calamir must burn. Finally, the Western Marches will be free. Raise the place. Great idea. That'll save it. Bloody moron. Third, where in the care's name are you, Corporal? Yes, sir. Hostile rebel forces have been spotted in Calamir. Whoa, no shit, Corporal. Tell me something I don't know. Damn it, me brandy'll have to wait. Let's put these dogs down. Okay. People are the problem, don't you think? Yes, true. So we are heading on to a riot. So it's the conventions are very basic. We have to build one scout tower to detect the enemies and then build the guard towers. But you know, I have noticed that the scout tower is practically useless in the beginning of the game. I would rather have more guard towers which can actually help me defend an area. But since we do not have money for multiple guard towers, I'm going to build one scout tower somewhere around here. This would tell me where people would be coming from both directions. Now the interesting thing to note is that we can start the fight by clicking on this button here, and initially there is no penalty to taking your time before starting the fight. But once you start the fight, the faster you click on the next wave, the more money you earn. So we've started the fight, and these are the workers. You have two workers. Currently we have Burr and Burke. Now what happens is, if people if they come in contact with the enemies, they get killed, but then they easily respawn. So the first wave are dogs. Them poor doggies. But then no problem. Let's start the next wave quickly so that we can build some towers. Now I'm running short on some. No, we can build the next tower now. Might as well. Okay, we've got the next enemy here. This is the bandit. From ignorance comes hunger. Okay, so basically if he reaches our castle, he also causes us to lose gold. Let's start off the next wave since we are in a comfortable position here. Now I will be increasing the damage because, well, the damage is necessary. Now I've noticed initially I always face a trouble with the range. So I'm going to upgrade the range of everyone. Maybe not that guy there. Okay, we've got a new enemy now. Bear Handler. Inside bear, every bear around a bear handler receives 25% bonus to damage. Wow. Okay, so they also throw hatchets at our buildings, which is not good for us. Let's start off the next wave and build another tower. Well, that bear handler reached through. Unfortunate. You can increase the fire rate here since he's doing most of the work. Now another thing I noticed early game is the main problems you will face is with wood production and iron production. What this means is that you face a cap as you cannot build resource buildings right now. As we start, we will get to build the woodcutter by the next game. Okay, so as you notice, they are making some mistakes with the target selection. They are all targeting the same people, which is not good for us, and they are even missing more precisely. This was a mistake because majority of his area is gone into the tower, into our castle, sorry. I should have given more area here. Okay, we've got a new type, sapper. You have to both intelligent and mad to draw the sapper corp. They dig tunnels and open new paths and have explosive deaths, which means that if you kill them around a tower, they will explode and damage that tower. Now that's definitely going to happen. What this means is that you should not build too many towers close to each other. I'm sending somebody to repair this tower because if we lose this tower, we lose all the upgrades that we have built up on it. Let's start off the next wave. Hey man, repair this tower fully, come on. We don't have any more wood. There are lots of doggies coming our way. Well, this scout tower is doing his work pretty well, I would say. But then people are already attacking him. Hatchet Man somehow gets through every time with hardly any damage, but this time we are going to get him. Well, to be honest, this tower is doing most of the heavy lifting. Now, as you notice, I have more than enough gold, but I am running short on wood. So, it's not only gold that you need to worry about, it's these resources which actually cause a problem. And the very fact that our towers don't really aim very well or target select very well is the last wave, so I'm not going to bother about rebuilding or repairing the scout tower. But our friend is already under attack here. Yes, our main first tower is gone and many people will be reaching through. But since... oh wow, all our towers are gone. They really made a mess. Thankfully we have enough health to survive. That did not go well, but at least we survived. Hairy arse of my ancestors! What a mess! How many did we lose? Forgive me, sir, but that was a small skirmish compared to the battles that rage across the region all the time. If you say so, Turd. Still big enough to interrupt my drinking? Now answer the question. Losses were limited, sir, and Calamir is now secure. Maybe we can use this place as a staging post for raids into neighboring provinces? Dismantle the resistance that way? Staging post for raids? Honestly, Turd, you're pathetic. We attack right away. The sooner we are done, the sooner we get home. Or drunk. Or both. Sir, we don't actually have enough troops for an all-out attack. The rebels outnumber us 5-1. What sort of crappy odds are those? So basically you're saying we're royally screwed? Not necessarily, sir. We've got plenty of materials and workers. We could fortify the area, entice the rebels to come to us. I like the idea of sitting on our asses, Turd, but what do we fight these scumbuckets with? Well, we have to fight dirty, dig in, set up ambushes. There'll also be men loyal to the crown in each province who should help our cause. I have an idea, Turd. We should fortify our positions as we advance and let them pea-brained rebels crash against us like vomit on a paving slab. Yes, sir, a brilliant idea. Delightful imagery too. Well, that tells us a lot about the kind of character we are. First, there's a sergeant called Wunsenberg who you should speak to. His scouts are skilled at recon. I'm sick of nattering, Turd. I need a bloody drink. Sorry, sir, it's just that he seems to know what he's doing. Pah! Knowing what you're doing is overrated, Turd. Don't trust anyone who thinks they do. Okay, that's an interesting take. One more thing. What do I need to get peace, Turd? I'm sorry, sir, but I'd recommend paying a visit to Gottfried Miegler, the chief engineer. What the hell does he do? He is responsible for our research. He develops new weapons and defenses and improves existing ones. One of his men just provided blueprints for new catapult towers and lumberjack huts. You'll have to ask Miegler directly for developments though. And I should point out that he's very sensitive about his height. I'll try not to be too short with him then, I think. Let's go visit him now. What are you doing in my lab? Lab? From the smell I thought this was the crapper. Can't hold it much longer. This is obscene. Who the hell are you? If you stand on tiptoes and look up, you'll see I'm your boss. So you're the one in charge of the crapper, right? How dare you? Get out! Easy there, short stuff. You don't want to piss off a man with bowel trouble. Can get real messy. I'm Sergeant Heimer. I'm here to inspect the engineering lab. All you like, Stumpy. Just tell me who you are and show me what crap we've got to throw at the enemy. I'm Gottfried Miegler, His Highness's chief engineer for 3 decades. I heard the rumors our new commander was a drunkard imbecile. See, that is an understatement. I'm sorry this is disconcerting. Do you want a box or something to stand on before you give me a tour? How tall are you? What? I am over 1 meter 56, 1 centimeter above the minimum requirement to join the corps. Clar? 156, eh? Didn't know they stacked down that high. They stacked down very high from what I've seen. Well, I have got to give it to the guy. He gave a really good comeback at the end. Okay, so let's see. This is where we can upgrade our towers, do different researches like increase the tower's health and the wooden plates. What we can do is add queues. Okay, let's unlock the composite board tower 2. We can add queues, and there are 6 buildings we can add to the queue, and it will all take the number of turns as denoted. Right now we do 1 research per turn. This is dependent on the number of provinces we have. We can upgrade our soldiers over here and our resource buildings here. Definitely be reinforcing the walls and anything else. Well, we can't get anything for iron in this chapter. Let's see. Enhance those improved tower. Okay, so that's about the number of researches we can queue. Click on the province panel. This is the control panel where we can see everything. It gives us an overview. The rebellion is our main concern. Authority and happiness are ways to control rebellion. To raise happiness, we can lower the taxes, and food abundance and temples also have a positive effect on happiness. Military management, it tells us whether we should focus on authority or our attack. Let's take it to attack more since we do have a decent amount of authority here. Okay, once we set our distribution, we can't change it for the next 6 turns. We can assign officers as governors and even build buildings, but right now that's what we will be doing. Let's start the building of the guard post, which increases our authority in the region. Now, if there are any buildings to be built, all the production goes there. This is the daily resource production, and these are the natural resources present in this province. This button will move our headquarters to whichever province we are currently in, and we can use this to request reinforcements from different provinces. Okay, let's send some scouts to our nearby province so that we know whether to attack it or not, and each action takes 1 turn. So we end the turn and see our information. Okay, they've brilliant success. They've got 17 defense. Now that's what we need to focus on, because that will be offset against our attack modifier. Okay, let's fight for this province. We've got 30 years, so we'll be selecting from here, and 30 minus 17 is 13. So by next turn we will be there. Let's see. We also can improve our skill points. We have some empathy. Leadership would give us prevent rebellious events, convert a conquered governor, and tactics. Okay, let's give us some tactical points. You know what? Yes, tactical points and leadership. That's what I'll be focusing on. Alright, let's end this turn so that we can jump into battle by next. Who are you? The infamous Hans Heimer. I can't honestly say I'm looking forward to serving under you. If you're here to serve, I expect to serve when you address me. That clear? For the last time, who the hell are you? Oh, of course, I forgot. You can't read. I am Scout Sergeant Matthias Wunstenberg. I have the dubious honor of being in charge of your scouting forces and military police. Hang on, I'm awfully sorry. I must have missed the sir just then. I'm not your lackey, Sergeant Heimer. You have Corporal Turk for that. I am merely here to give you this ill-advised campaign the best chance of success. I am assuming you'd rather avoid a repeat of Heartbreak Ridge saga, yes? What the? How dare you? Calm down, Sergeant. You'll give yourself a hernia. Don't worry, it can remain our little secret for now. Screw you, Würzburg. Don't even think about threatening me. I wouldn't dream of it. I see I have a difficult task ahead of me, but what is that smell? What? Do your farts smell of roses, Würzburg? So what wonderful work does a scouting force do anyway? My forces take care of reconnaissance. We'll try to prevent what few soldiers we have from being slaughtered. A few of my men have already infiltrated the local populace. We may be able to strike at the rebels before they get us. I don't like you, Würzburg, but you might be some use. I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, before I go, Sergeant, one more thing. Something's not right with the whole situation here. This cesspit's always been a thorn in our asses, but something else is going on. I just don't know what yet. I get feelings in my gut too. Fine, taking a crap usually helps. Come back when you've got something useful. Fine, but you best listen when I have something concrete. Goodbye for now. Enjoy your brandy whilst you can. You know, that's the only suggestion you've made today that hasn't made me want to rip that stupid beard off your face. Now get out. Okay, let's go into battle, my friends. One more thing that you should see is that the battle board. We can assign officers here. We have 2 officers in waiting. What this does is gives us some battle modifiers which stack in our favor. The odds are even. We've got a plus 13 battle modifier with some morale and health and time modifiers, as well as some attack modifiers. Okay, let's jump right in. So this is the map. This is our area that we'll have to defend. Can I build 3 guard towers? Let's experiment. You know, I have noticed that spreading them out slightly definitely helps. I should have made this guy there, because they often select the same people to attack. Now that does become a bit of a botheration. Well, I will not really focus on a scout tower this time, because anyway people are coming down this road. Let's increase the damage. Now another thing that needs to be mentioned is that your resource productions depend on the resource production capacity of the province which you launched your attack from. So since I'm going to be basing my main province in Kalamhari, I really should focus on my resource productions there. Let's give him some range too, just in case. Now while any tower is being upgraded, they do not fire, so we must really make sure that we upgrade in the correct times. So we've got some bandits coming in. We can build a scout tower, though right now would be fraught from risk. As you see, this green line denotes the area people will take, I mean our workers would take while moving up. Thankfully nobody is being able to reach. Let's build a lumberjack right there, and let's start off the next wave. I think I'll not build any scout towers and invest completely in my guard towers. As you see, this guard tower has got 1 rank. This is because of the number of enemies he has defeated. Now one thing I would definitely advise is to, you know, bring in waves back to back so that your towers can take it and you don't really lose much time. But the other thing that you need to mention keep in mind while doing this is the fact that you should take breaks once in a while between some well, our friend is going to die over here. He's going to get attacked a lot, and many people have reached our tower, but that's okay, I think, for now. Again, the cap that I'm reaching is the iron production. So as I was saying, one thing I did notice is that you should queue waves back to back as quickly as possible, but then take 1 wave break to actually go about building your towers. This way you optimize the resources spent. Now over here we mostly have to just focus on this one path, because regardless of which area they come from, they will all be coming down this path. Now this sapper is a huge pain. I hope my worker reaches and does not die. Well, my worker is dead. And that automatically spawns the next worker. And he's going to die too. We've lost both our workers. Thankfully, they spawn for free. And there's no actual... what's the word for it? Harm. There's no actual loss or price for losing workers. I mean, among all these different enemies attacks, what I have noticed is that the sappers are the biggest problems. Everything else is easily manageable, but the sappers really mess you up big time. I'm going to waste some time right now because I don't need the gold, but I definitely need my buildings in top shape. But unfortunately, I will not be able to do much because I don't have any iron. Iron is needed to repair the damage. Okay, so we've got bears coming in. The sappers are the big problems. The sappers. Now, one problem that I've noticed is that I fall into this loop of not having any iron left, because I am always always repairing my towers, so there is never any iron left. Is somebody coming to repair this? No, we don't have any iron, I guess. Sappers, do I notice any sappers here? Well, not yet. I don't see any sappers yet. Until the sappers come, I think we're pretty decent position. Now what the catapult does is it gives range attack, which is definitely beneficial. Many people have reached in, not at all good, but we've got some decent amount of iron stored up this time. So I think we can very nicely repair our towers. This is the last, no, this is not the last wave. It's just the 10th wave. Now, towers taking damage are a huge problem. As you can very well see, Bert, will you survive? I don't think so, Bert. Yes. Bert has repaired the tower, and he's even making it out alive. Bert survived. What do you know, boys? I did not expect Bert to survive, but he did. Wow. Bert is out there again, risking his neck for us. Yes, thankfully, we are in a decent position. I mean, the problem is iron, the cap that I'm facing right now. I've built one lumberjack and that has put me in a very good situation for wood. But I'm facing a lot of problems with iron. Let's see any sappers here. I don't see any sappers here, thankfully. The area damage really does help. It makes all the bandits one-shots. Okay, Kurt. Now we are risking the neck of Kurt to do a very small repair, and I don't really think anything will happen to him. He can get back in time. Oh, see, because we did not face any sappers coming in this time, we are in a far better situation. Now when they bunch up like this is when the catapult is at its best performance. Oh, here there is a sapper. There are two sappers here, so we are facing some amount of problems, but we shall survive. Okay, this battle actually went better than the last. Sir, our troops successfully conquered the province. The rebels have been routed. The settlement is open. How many damn times do I need to remind you that I need my beauty sleep? I just thought that's where you're wrong, turd. Don't think it worries everyone. Understood. Should we plunder the province for loot or keep the men on a tight leash? Well, I am completely against war crimes, so let's keep the men on a tight leash. And it's better to keep good relations. So he's going to enjoy some brandy. Okay, now one thing that I have noticed is that we can set people as governors in these areas. So I am going to set my officers as governors. Now the exploit in this is that I can remove the governors for free and not take any turns to do it. So I can equip them every time I go to a battle and equip them as governors every time I am back from battle. So let's queue up a few buildings here so that they keep on producing. Let's in-queue the barracks. I want to make this my primary base for launching attacks. Well, I think I'll draw this video to a close now. You guys have understood what the game is about, and I think it's really worth trying out. I'll leave the link to their Steam page in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel so that you can discover new and exciting games daily. This is Ashes Bashes signing off. Until next video, game on!